yourself first and then others. So what I have for you today is very simple, and I'm trying to keep it short for you, but overall it's very simple fact, and it's around the idea that you have to put yourself first in order for others to be put into place. And so what does that mean? That means that you are the number one priority for yourself. You gotta, I'm gonna keep it really simple here and let you imagine a mountain, right? Mountain, and on the side of the mountains are slopes, right? Each level. And on those levels are the priorities that you set. And so I want you to have yourself be on top of that mountain. You gotta be on top of that mountain. And then you can have your loved ones, your friends, your partner, any other sorts. But you gotta stay on top. Because without you, there could be no other levels. And so you have to exist on that top floor in order for other floors to exist. For example, your family needs you, but what if you're not there? You're incapable of showing up. You see, that's a problem, right? Your partner needs you in times of crisis, but you're not there. You were out of country, or you were sick. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Is that you gotta be able to be in the right condition in order for others to be dependent on you. You must first be an example in order for others to follow. And it all starts with you. And each and every one of us are capable of becoming an example for others to look on to, a role model to look on to and say, he is a person that I can say is great. And I'll follow him. I'll walk by his footsteps. I'll become inspired by him or her. So it all comes with that. It all comes with you accepting the fact that in order for others to strive, you must first strive. In order to help others, you must first help yourself. And if you can't help yourself, don't go and help others. Please don't. Don't. No jokes, but don't. Right? We don't want others to suffer just because of your uncertainty. You gotta be certain at some point in order to prove that point to another person, or else it'll just be complete bullshit. And honestly, the nature of human is to help others. We were born to help others, because without one another, we will fall. Just like a domino. One tip of a finger and we'll all fall. But what if one tip of a finger and one of us stands, and the rest won't fall? Do you get what I'm trying to say? Is that we are all dependent on one another. We don't know it. We actually don't. But in reality, we are all dependent on one another. The poor are dependent on the rich. The rich are dependent on the poor. The short are dependent on the tall, and the tall are dependent on the short. You see, everybody has their own advantage. You just have to look into it and find that advantage and use it to your own benefit. And I know the process of finding it and securing it is hard. I get it. And it takes time and effort as well. But it all starts with your own will. The will to change. The will to acknowledge that there is a problem inside. A cancer that you must cut off. And without that acknowledgement, you can never move forward. You can never proceed. And if you can't perceive, you cannot be something for others. And this goes out for every other career. especially in relationship. If you're not fulfilling your role and responsibility, there will be problems that will arise. There will be arguments, debates, doubts, fear, queries, all of that. They'll rise up because of your own uncertainty. And so I told you once and I tell you again, you gotta put yourself first. Help yourself. And if you can't help yourself, please don't go out and help others. It's like, I think this is one of the great quotes by Sun Tzu, is that a battle outside is not really important, but a battle inside is much more important, because if you conquer yourself, you can conquer everything. And if you can't conquer yourself, don't go out and even fight a little animal, because you're incapable of conquering yourself. You must first discipline yourself in order to discipline others. And it's true. This goes out for every other fact or any other scenarios that you can never come up with. Because when you go out and you help others after helping yourself, you know that comes from the heart. You don't want anything from it. You know that comes from the heart. Because you already have everything. Once you conquer yourself, you already have everything. You know what you want. You get what you want. You got what you want. And so if you go out there and you help people, it will sure be a type of help that come from the heart. You mean that shit. And it's not just making it look like it's a responsibility, but more of a passion or an ecstatic feeling that you want to help. Like you volunteering. When you volunteer for something, you know you won't get anything from it. You won't get any benefit from it. You won't get any financial solution toward it. But there are other things that you'll receive. Yes, true. But in general terms, you volunteer because you want to help. It all comes down with that. Sure, it's debatable that you might get experience. Yeah, you get connections, networking, stuff like that. Fell apart. I know, you get it. But what you'll receive the most is nothing. And I'm not discouraging you to not volunteer, but I'm just bringing up an example that volunteering is the most purest form of kindness, because you don't know what you'll receive. Sure, you receive experiences, but there can be more. What if out of the blue you receive some financial support because of your hard work, your dedication, your consistency, and your love for the work that you do? You get this, you get that. So that's why I say that volunteering is the purest form of kindness, because you're putting yourself first, and afterwards realizing that there is so much more than yourself. And so after becoming the person you want to be, you want to change. You want to put in effort so that others can become a person like you. And that right there is beautiful. It's such a beautiful act that honestly nothing compares it. I mean, putting oneself to help on another cause that you don't even know what you'll receive back. Oh, beautiful. I mean, you can say that it's a waste of time or a waste of anything. It's beautiful. So like I said, in order to help others, you must first help yourself. And don't say that I help others because I can't help myself. Please don't do that. You help others because others cannot help themselves. You are there to assist them. I want to make this clear, because sometimes help can be confusing with the word save. You're not there to be their hero. You're not. You can't be anyone's hero. You cannot save them from the torments of their own sins. You cannot save them from the consequences that they create. You're there to help them overcome the consequences and the sins and all those actions. You're not there to save them. You're there to make their life much more better by being a friend in need, a partner, another hand. It's all about that.